Welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition, where last time we now I'm actually trying to remember. It has been about a week since we last played. Just trying to remember if it included the mission or not, or if it was just exploring Skyhold. You know what? I'll describe both anyways. Last time we we went to the breach to seal it, which happened just in like a cutscene, and therefore was way too easy. As we went back to Haven, and we're discussing basically what to do next. Um our scouts reported an army approaching Haven of Templars, I believe. As and yeah, as we were kind of like taking up defensive positions and wondering what was going on, a person started banging on the gates of the fortifications we had built around Haven. Uh, as kind of desperate, uh, desperate person was kind of trying to get in. So we opened up the gates, and met a person by the name of Cole, who informed us that the Templars had gone rogue, like super rogue, and were approaching to attack, and that they had been kind of like, I guess, taken over or like driven mad by red lyrium, um, and that um the one responsible for creating the breach was leading them. And so we took up defensive positions. We had to kind of use some catapults to cause some avalanches to slow the enemy's approach, while kind of fighting Red Templars, as they were being called, as well as some Fade like horrors. Um, and yeah, we fought them off, fired a catapult, had to go over to another catapult, fight off enemies there, and then cause an avalanche. Um, from there, we kind of retreated back into the fortification, as some of the enemy had kind of reached it. Um, and yeah, we had to evacuate the civilians. Um, so we basically had most of the crew, like our inner circle, kind of lead the civilians, like chancellor or counselor, whatever, bishop, archbishop, I don't remember his fucking title. Roderick, the guy that had been like, the guy in the chantry who was being an asshat about us, forming the Inquisition, that guy, um from like the very beginning of the game, had gotten shot and or wounded, and it was a mortal wound, and basically um uh the new guy Cole was kind of tending to him, and Roderick basically, in like his dying breaths, told Cole about a secret passage out of Haven, and so we ordered the uh, leaders of the Inquisition to take all of the civilians that were in Haven, as well as quite a bit of our forces, and retreat through that secret passage. All the while that we, our character, would basically hold off the enemy and try to cause another avalanche to kind of more or less overtake Haven and prevent pursuit, or at least make them assume that we were killed in the avalanche. And so yeah, our character and our trusty companions, our trusty squad of 3, fought our way to this last catapult and kind of did a last stand. All while an archdemon was had shown up. I believe this was actually the reason for the retreat. I should have mentioned that earlier, because we didn't have the fucking resources to fight an arch goddamn demon. Um, and yeah, uh, so there's like an archdemon flying around as we're fighting off these red Templars and like turning this catapult towards towards a mountain face, a nearby mountain face to cause an avalanche. Um, and yeah, there is an explosion that tosses everybody about, and then enters Corypheus, a Tevinter Magister who claims to have gone uh, to the Golden City and see nothing sitting upon the throne. Um, and yeah, basically wants to kill us for interrupting his ritual that he had spent many years planning out. And yeah, the kind of like tossing us about, and he made the mistake of tossing us near to the trebuchet that we had already turned to aim at the mountain face. So like yeah, one last defiant thing. We fired the. Okay, I did. We fired the catapult, causing an avalanche, and yeah, jumped down into what appeared to have been uh a an ice cavern beneath the town, and yeah, we staggered our way through there, eventually coming out to the surface, as we then had to kind of follow signs of the movements of the Inquisition through the mountains, um, until eventually some Inquisition members spotted us in the distance and nursed us back to health. Um, and yeah, we awoke to council members arguing with one another about what to do next. And you know, we kind of not knowing how to really unite them together again. Mother Giselle kind of starts to sing a song, which a lot of the Inquisition members join in on. As meanwhile, Solus pulls us aside to inform us that Corypheus had been using an ancient elven orb of some sort of magical, like, artifact. And that if we wanted to defeat him, we would have to relinquish him of that orb. And yeah. And then he informed us that he knew of a possible place where we could take up refuge in the aftermath of this attack. Now that Haven is gone, and yeah, we kind of had like a cutscene montage of going through the mountains. It was kind of Lord of the Rings-esque. I felt how they do their like travel montages. And eventually we reach this mountaintop castle by the name of Skyhold. Rundown and abandoned. We, we took up residence there. And then, yeah, after kind of settling in, we started going around talking to our companions about what had happened. And we had a few scenes and whatnot. We had a scene with like Iron Bull where we kind of just fraternized with the other, like the lower members of the Inquisition, kind of disguised in. It wasn't a very good disguise. It was just wearing like normal, like adventurer clothes. But I guess they don't recognize the leadership because they barely see them. And just kind of getting that kind of perspective. And a disagreement with Vivian. I remember that. We spoke with Blackwall about kind of like what we're doing next and what he's gonna do next, and etc. We spoke to Cole, who we learned was a spirit from the Fade, like a positive spirit, like a friendly spirit, and everybody's kind of like wary about that because Chantry Indoctrination basically dictates that there are no friendly spirits; they're all demons, right? So yeah, we're kind of like speaking to him as he's caring for some wounded. Eventually, he comes to one that he provides healing, and eventually comes to one who is like basically in their death throes and is experiencing a lot of pain. And so he takes out a knife, and we're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "They are in pain. They are going to die, and it's going to be a painful death over the next couple of hours. So I want to grant them mercy." And we're like, "All right, go ahead." And yeah, sad moment. After that, we go to see Solus, speak with him, as we have kind of like a dream vision with him, kind of alone. And we start macking on him, and he's like, "Well, this is a bit awkward." As we realize that it was, in fact, a dream as we wake up in our bed. Or rather, as just my character, Llewellyn, wakes up in her bed. And, yeah, it was just kind of exploring Skyhole. And so we continue. That might have been a combo of 2 strings. I don't remember. It's entirely possible, knowing how I play games. What shenanigans shall we get up to today? Probably more explorations of Skyhold. Probably a bunch of war table stuff as well. Taking a while to load. Alright. Judge the prisoner. You got combat trainers at the war table. Josephine in the antechamber. Speak with Eric. Deep roads. Disaster in the deep roads. Okay. Not what I wanted. How many new places? Hands on the Plains. Jaws of Hakon. That's the DLC. Letter from my lover. We haven't been able to find any of that yet. Sin Judgment. Greener Garden. Better Courtyard. Quarries are what we need. Superior Tower. More quarries are what we need. Prudent Arcanist at the war table. Okay. Alright. Hello. He's like, ugh. Why did I drink that? He's been painting a mural, and obviously he just drank the
Something wrong with your tea?
the paint
It is
one.
tea. I detest this stuff. But this morning, I need to shake the dreams from my mind. I may also need a favor.
Name it.
You just have to ask.
One of my oldest friends has been captured by mages, forced into slavery. I heard the cry for help as I slept.
How did you hear the cry?
When your friend was captured, how did she...
It.
It?
My friend is a spirit of wisdom. Unlike the spirits clamoring to enter our world through the rifts, it was dwelling quite happily in the Fade. It was summoned against its will, and wants my help to gain its freedom and return to the Fade.
Why didn't it want in?
I thought spirits wanted to find their way into this world.
Some do, certainly. Just as many Orlesian peasants wish they could journey to exotic Rivain. But not everyone wants to go to Rivain. My friend is an explorer, seeking lost wisdom and reflecting it. It would happily discuss philosophy with you, but it had no wish to come here physically.
Why would they summon it?
Do you have any idea what the mages want with your friend?
No. It knows a great deal of lore and history, but a mage could learn that simply by speaking to it in the Fade. It is possible that they seek information it does not wish to give, and intend to torture it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go get your friend.
Thank you. I got a sense of my friend's location before I awoke. I'll mark it on our map.
He just like slid over. All new, faded for her. One of Solus's old friends, a spirit, has been summoned against its will and needs his help in the Exalted Plains. Okay. All right.
My friend.
We already
We'll
asked him
talk
about
later.
those.
Goodbye.
All right. That leads outside. No, not what I wanted. These are quarters.
I've made some inquiries into the Imperial Court. The sooner we deal with the threats to the Empress, the better. The political situation in the Empire is dangerously unstable. It will complicate matters.
Everything in the Empire complicates matters. It's the Orlesian national pastime.
Turn your nose up at the grand game if you like, Commander, but we play for the highest stakes, and to the death.
The Court's disapproval can be as great a threat as the Venatori. We must be vigilant to avert disaster.
Dangerously unstable.
Exactly what do you mean? How is it more dangerous than usual?
The Empress is in the middle of a civil war. Her cousin, Grand Duke Gaspard, seeks to take her throne by force. Leliana reports that a group of elves has been sabotaging both armies, drawing out the hostilities. Orlais holds Tevinter at bay. All of Thedas could be lost if the Empire falls to Corypheus. Celine is holding peace talks under the auspices of a grand masquerade. Every power in Orlais will be there. It's the perfect place for an assassin to hide.
A grand masquerade? I need to go shopping.
I'll arrange for an invitation at your discretion, Inquisitor.
Okay. The Orlesian Civil War. All right. Wicked Eyes, Wicked Hearts. I believe that was the last main story quest I had done in my first playthrough of this, like, when the game came out. I believe. I'm in the War Council. I don't know why my nose is so stuffy. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of new things. Alright. You're gonna be here for a while. Okay.
Can you arrange what we discussed earlier, Ambassador?
I found the money. The Inquisition will compensate the families of those we lost at Haven.
Thank you.
so many things. Okay.
My scouts report no signs of danger in the pass nearby.
I will arrange patrols to ensure it stays that way.
Okay. Skyhold has incredible potential for rune crafting and mastercraft smithing. If only we had a gifted mind to gain full benefit. The War and the Venatori have claimed many experts, but we have located an arcanist with great skill and a reputation for humbling first enchanters in both Adrostian and Imperial circles. 2 assassination attempts and at least 1 explosion have made landholders reluctant to allow her passage through through their territory. It would take significant effort to bring her from Tantervale, but this arcanist would be invaluable to the Inquisition. I don't think this really matters. Okay. Alliance can overwhelm any concern. The owners of where she will travel need only be convinced of the worth of pleasing us. To bar passage, they must know she's there. They will not. A full retinue will secure her safety along the Imperial Highway. Why the Arcanist? The Arcanist has been secured despite great cost and the concern of more than a few traditional-minded mages. She awaits a meeting with the Inquisitor in the Undercroft. Right. Search for the Hack Rider. God, there's so many fucking Skyhold ones. God damn. Okay, got it. Okay. Ruffles. First off, you play a mean hand of Wicked Grace. Second, the lead you dug up for me on finding this Valenforth guy in Kirkwall is starting to show some promise. I got my editor to look around for me. She's a coterie boss, so people tell her things whether they want to or not. She tracked down the poor sod carrying the manuscripts out of Kirkwall. This is where it gets weird. Courier is a magistrate, Lord Werner Cammering. The coterie won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Maybe you could have a polite word with him for me, Varric. I'm owed a few favors in the Viscount's office. I could call one in. A magistrate courier. He has to be involved in something else. Let's find out what. I have a friend in the Kirkwall Guard. She might be willing to talk to this magistrate. Okay. Hmm. A polite word, so we'll do this one. Master Josephine, I regret to inform you that Magister Cameron was discovered dead in his home this morning in what guards believe was a grisly reenactment of a scene from some penny dreadful called Hard in Hightown. I do not know what interest the Inquisition had in the matter, nor do I want to know. Best wishes, Viscount Bran. Hard in Hightown, unsavory parallels. Where? Might as well do it. Okay. Copy of Hard in Hightown sits open in the table. Devlin was waiting outside the captain's office when Don and Brenokovic slunk out, defeated. We're not getting a warrant, are we? Devlin looked almost relieved. No, Donnan met his partner's eyes. The kid was barely 20 and looked like he'd walked straight to the Kirkwall barracks from somebody's potato farm. Taller and broader than the other guards, Devlin slouched as if he didn't know how to fit into his own limbs, as if he thought he should be smaller. Hunched over in his brand new too large armor, he looked like a child playing at being a guard. He was too green for a murder investigation. Maybe it's for the best, Devlin said, almost speaking Don's thoughts out loud. You're on your way out of the guard, and I'm... He trailed off inside. Questioning nobles in the middle of the night wasn't covered in training. Donnan glared at the kid. I'm a city guard, and so are you, recruit. Nobody gets away with murder while we're on duty. Devlin stood a little straighter. What do we do then? Captain wants proof. Donnan smiled. We bring her proof. Liliana has written a note in the margin. The dead magistrate. Attempt to implicate Varric? Why? And in what? Alright. We should support the official Kirkwall Guard investigation into this murder. If an assassin killed the magistrate, a word to the crows might tell us who it was. They watch rivals carefully. And then he can't participate. A letter has arrived at Skyhold addressed to nobody. No one saw the courier who brought it. You encroach upon the domain of higher powers. You will answer to us. The letter is unsigned, except for a wax seal depicting 6 crossed swords. What is that one? Time for the next one. Protect Clan Lavellan. That's my clan. Search for this on the wiki. Alright. Alan, I will not trouble you normally. You have enough on your shoulders, fighting ancient Tevinter magisters while representing your people. Unfortunately, the rifts that plague this land have spread chaos and fear along with them, and many seek to take advantage of it. Bandits are attacking Clan Lavellan. The raiders are well armed and heavily armored, and they come in numbers our hunters cannot match. We had settled in a small unclaimed valley not far from Wycombe, a safe place with few rifts, but these bandits may force us to seek a new home. If your Inquisition can help, you might save our clan much hardship. Deref Sherlong, Keeper Istimithoriel Lavellan. Duke of Wycombe is an Inquisition ally. It is odd for him to let bandits so close to his city. Perhaps he could help the Dalish. These seem too powerful to be mere bandits. My skirmishers can harass their flanks and give the Dalish a chance to retreat safely while I uncover the truth. No simple bandits could attack a Dalish camp with such force. My troops can give the Dalish much needed support. Okay. Bringing some of the outcomes to this. Okay. Okay. Let's go with this one. Commander Cullen. Our troops made good time to Wickham and entered the valley in force. The Dalish were greatly surprised to see Inquisition soldiers coming to fight on their behalf, but when we broke the line of attacking bandits, the Dalish were quick enough to fight by our side. Our combined forces killed most of the bandits and drove the few survivors away. I doubt they will be coming back, though they were indeed well armed. Duke Antoine of Wickham offered his gratitude for dealing with the bandits and gave the Inquisition his hospitality while we were near his city. He has promised to ensure that no further harm comes to the Dalish while they are near Wickham. Lieutenant Rosaline Chambertier. Strike a bargain with merchant princes. Like, there we go. I'm like having to actually like search for the names. Okay. Inquisitor. Oh, we only have one option for this. Inquisitor, the allied merchants of the monarchy of Antiva have inquired whether they can assist us in any fashion. They could provide us with some of the finest goods in Thedas, powerful boost to our prestige, and spread our influence north. The merchant princes will also attempt to ensnare us in contracts so convoluted that we will be eternally tied to them. If we are interested, we must send our most skilled negotiators. Our diplomats are well respected, and I feel we can come out ahead of the bargain if we are prepared to commit to it. Ambassador Montilier. I've chosen a few dozen diplomats to handle the merchant princes. I will, of course, inspect everything we sign myself.
Inquisitor?
A bundle of documents at least 50 pages thick explains the trade agreement the Inquisition has entered into with the merchant princes of Antiva. Josephine has attached a note. Inquisitor, I am more than satisfied with the agreement we reached with the merchant princes. Here is a duplicate if you wish to review it. I would put aside 3 days and 24 candles. Ambassador Montelier. Alright, good, good. Reports of dark spawn activity. This one. There were reports of darkspawn activity on the Storm Coast. While the area is sparsely populated, the darkspawn pose a significant threat to travelers, as well as to the Inquisition soldiers stationed on the coast. Should the darkspawn branch away from the region, villages further inland may be at risk. It's risky, but a few scouts could sneak past the darkspawn and try to determine where they are coming from. Darkspawn are emerging from underground. Our soldiers can sweep the area to determine where they're most concentrated.
To work?
Commander, we conducted sweeps of the Storm Coast and determined where the Darkspawn are most concentrated. Our Ferelden-born soldiers are quite eager to see them driven back. Scout Harding. Nice. Kind of over dinner room. Power for a price. Power for a price. Okay. Formal document with impeccable filigree. It is time. The Inquisitor commands a small kingdom. It is time to exercise the weight of her influence. There remain uninvolved and uncommitted lords and ladies, bands and arls, where they could not be engaged with flight or passion. They can be compelled through mercenary means, but there must be a display. Make it known that the Inquisition has weight, and the boons and the dispensations of the powerful will be open to you. Thereafter, she will not curry influence. She can simply buy it. The esteemed Ferris, the representative. Alright. A feat of your own to display the allied and powerful. Do not display. We will show you reach by simply being where it is most beneficial. A grand march, if we are to show weight, show the legion that you command. Formal document with impeccable filigree. The Inquisition is a sight to behold, a command of legions, hearts, and minds. It is worthy, your Inquisitor is worthy, and my masters are pleased. I will bring my wares, and together we will extend your reach ever further. Now you trade not just in treasures, but in will. The esteemed Ferris, the representative. Specializations for the Inquisitor. Just me. I can ensure instructions for the legions who want to join, but can we expect the Inquisitor to remain a leader while training with a subordinate? She is a figure of inspiration and should rightly be one of aspiration. Promoting specialists from within the ranks seems lacking. With due respect to our people, the needs of the Herald are so specific, I recommend looking outside for the best combat specialists to be found, regardless of their affiliation. Sir Morris, Quartermaster. Circles may have dispersed, but we still have our contacts. There are powerful mages not tied to the rebellion who can offer training.
At your service.
The best of the best have been summoned. Training with these specialists will ensure the Inquisitor's abilities remain at their height. Right. Gain Orzamar's friendship. Orzamar. My friends. We have received a message from Orzamar. Knowing an ancient darkspawn threatens Thedas, King Balin officially declared his support for the Inquisition. I would advise sending a delegation to Orzamar as soon as possible to cement this alliance.
Inquisitor.
Sigil of the Great Bear. Our emissaries have returned. Orzamar has pledged to our cause some of the most formidable warriors from the Legion of the Dead. According to the king, they are veteran darkspawn hunters, absolutely fearless. The king also graciously offered to share Orzamar's wealth. He recognizes the threat Corypheus poses. Disaster in the deep roads. Shadows over Denerim. Okay. Inquisitor, first things first. An apology. I offered the rebel mages safe harbor in Ferelden only to have them drive my uncle out of his own town, so I'll admit I wasn't in the best of moods when I first met you. I just wanted everyone out of Redcliffe and didn't care who was responsible for what. Now I wish I'd done otherwise. Isn't that always the way? These cultists. Venatori, I think they're called. We have them in the royal palace, or so I'm told, like rats, but with magic and nasty sneers. I don't know what they're up to, but I need to find them and drive them out. Since the Inquisition knows all about them, I'm hoping you'll help. Something grateful something. Wait, did you just write that? You scribes do this on purpose, don't you? King Alistair Therian. I have just the agent in mind for this. Allow me to send her to Denerim to quietly shut down the Venatori spies. Roland, send forces to aid in the manhunt. Not only should we help, but everyone should see us doing it. Looks like it doesn't really matter. It's fun.
Inquisitor.
Oh, I actually have to wait for this one. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoop. Inquisitor. Well, that was bracing. A pitched battle with evil mages disguised as kitchen servants, fireballs flying and swords flashing. It brings back old times. I won't be eating anything coming out of those kitchens for a while, let me tell you. I wonder if they were going to poison me. Nasty little cultists. Anyhow, I'm grateful for the Inquisition's help. We wouldn't have found them without you, King Alistair Therian. Ronan Medal of Service. Alright. Dorian's request. Dorian request. Alright, there it is. I'm like looking all of these up, by the way. We are maximizing our playthrough. Alright, all have the same outcome. So it's just the flavor we want to give it. Now that you're in charge, there's something I thought I'd bring up. There are Venatori mages out there lurking in the wilderness. This comes as no surprise to you, since you can't swing a dead cat without hitting one of Corypheus' minions. But these particular Venatori have additional significance to myself. For one, I know them personally. I would call them friends, except that would imply I didn't want them dead, which I do. Since I have an idea of where they might be, thanks to investigation I began before coming south, I thought we could put our heads together and track them down. At which point, they would sneer something at you in Teventer, and you would be forced to kill them, which makes everyone happy. You for eliminating a potential threat, me for eliminating men and women too stupid and short-sighted to be permitted continued breath. They would be less happy, but who cares about them? Up to you, my Lady Inquisitor Dorian. If there are Venatori out there, they'll show their faces. Someone has seen them, and coin loosens their lips. Let us look into this carefully and quietly. We do not wish to alert the Venatori to our awareness of their existence. We have former Templars, skilled at hunting mages. I can send them to follow Dorian's leads. Liliana. Dorian's leads were effective. The Inquisition found several locations where these Venatori could be hiding. Advanced camps, purpose unknown. If you wish to deal with these mages, I'm certain Dorian would be pleased. I'll mark the locations on your map, should you pass by any on your travels. A memorial for Haven. A memorial for Haven. Alright. Okay. Master Montelier, although we have not always seen eye to eye, I believe that on this subject we will be in perfect agreement. I would like to build a monument at the site where Haven stood as a memorial to those who gave their lives defending the faith. Shall we work together to honor these fallen heroes, Madam Ambassador? Marquis Durellin. I'm sure I can get some volunteers from our ranks to help with construction. I can do some fundraising for the project, and we should send a representative for the ribbon cutting. Oh, this one. Ambassador Montelier, please convey my thanks to the Inquisitor. The Inquisition soldiers were of great help in clearing the area for the memorial's construction, and the sight of their uniforms raised spirits immeasurably. The monument will stand forever as a testament to the strength and fortitude of the faithful. Marquis Durellin. Edgy dagger grip. Thanks, I guess. I have a feeling that this, and this are going to be repeatable. Gather coin. Skyhold. No matter what, we just give money. Skyhold is not a center of trade, though it could become one in time. The Inquisition is largely driven by the belief of its supporters, some of whom are quite wealthy. But if it is to grow, it will need access to coin of its own. My family has earned coin as honest traders for generations. I would be happy to employ my skills on the Inquisition's behalf. We have information many would pay dearly for. Let us sell anything that does not harm us in return. There are many wealthy patrons who would pay for our protection and even our good graces. Let them. This one. Our efforts have proven successful, Inquisitor. I have taken a portion for our coffers, but the remainder may be used as you require. Inquisitor's throne accessory. Ooh, that didn't show up in the reward.
At your service.
Okay. Hinterland resources. Hinterland resources. The Hinterlands is a notable source of elfroot and onyx. Inquisition forces at camp could search for these resources and arrange shipment for Skyholm. To focus on finding new sources of healing herbs. I meant to focus on gathering the onyx and drikstone. Anything can be useful, let them take whatever they can find.
Let us begin.
Our shipment of resources from the Hinterlands has arrived. 3 onyx, 3 elfroot. And yeah, it's repeatable. Okay. Conscript for the Inquisition. Conscript. Yeah. Well, that settles it. We face a darkspawn banisher who commands something that looks suspiciously like an archdemon. I defy anyone to tell me that this is no blight. We have Blackwall's treaties, and we have cause. Thetis will require little persuasion. Information conscripts are well enough, Inquisitor, but gold secures these things and more. What we need is information. Grey Warden influence may loosen even the tightest lips. We need to bolster our forces. Let me conscript more soldiers. We've gained access to a number of private libraries and archives. No information on Corypheus, unfortunately. However, we did find this fascinating treaty. Liliana. Around Pommel. Ah, yes. That's a treaty, alright. They sure know what treaties are. Fallow Mire resources. Blood Lotus and Dawn Lotus are both found in the Fallow Mire. The area is also known for Summerstone and Blue Vitriol. Now that the Inquisition has established a camp in the region, they could instruct the men to seek out these resources and send anything they find to Skyhold. Uproot is particularly plentiful in the bog. We should focus on that. Much of a focus on finding stone and metals. Let our forces collect whatever they can where it's safe.
Inquisitor.
Reclaiming the Mage Rebellion. Reclaiming the Mage Rebellion. Alright. All leads to the same result. Alright. Fiona, we got the word out to everyone we could, but some cells were too remote to reach. We'll need the Inquisition to contact them, at least to let them know the Templars are gone. They are gone, right? Right? Sketch. Rebel mages may not believe we aren't Templars. I can ask the Banorn for help contacting them. I can send a few agents with a mage from Redcliffe to persuade these cells to come in. They're likely afraid to come out of hiding. I can send a few non-Templar soldiers to protect the mages on their way here. Liliana.
Let's see what we have.
Commander, a lot of mages just showed up. I hope they're friendlies, because if they're not, we're in trouble. Captain Ryland. Disaster in the deep roads. Investigate Frostback Basin. Suggested level 20. Ambassador Josephine Montilier, thank you so much for your earlier correspondence. I confess it's been difficult to get those in Orlais to take this discovery seriously in light of recent events, but I am positive that scouting the Frostback Basin will yield historic discoveries beneficial to both the academic field and the Inquisition. As a staunch supporter, I am honored to be working in such great company on this historic occasion. Yours most sincerely, Professor Bram Kenrick, University of Orlais. Connections. University of Orlais has vouched for Professor Kenrick. If he says there is something worthwhile in Frostback Basin, we should investigate. Level 20. Disaster in the Deep Roads. I believe this is one of the DLCs. The Inquisition has received an urgent request for aid from Orzammar. A subterranean earthquake has collapsed one of their lyrium mines and endangered several others. Even worse, tunnel seals preventing Darkspawn from overrunning the Dwarven-occupied deep roads have crumbled, allowing hordes of the enemy to invade. Orzammar is a key provider of the Inquisition's lyrium supplies, and as such, its security is a top priority. The earthquake opened a fissure in the Storm Coast Mountains, granting direct access from the surface to the threatened region underground. Constructing a mining lift at the fissure site will permit the Inquisition to transport forces directly to where Darkspawn fighting is fiercest. Orzammar has the experts we need to build such a lift. At your discretion, I can hire a team of their best construction workers right away. I know where to find people who can build a mining lift quickly and safely. We need to move quickly to contain them. I'll dispatch my best people to the Storm Coast at once. Back out. So that we can get, like, our influence and stuff from all that. And then we'll go to the Orlesian side of the board for the other half of things we gotta get done at the war table. Oh. Mages? Venatori killed with Dorian. 3. Tunnel sealed. Thrones found. Waiting for all this to go. Guys, what's this throne accessory? Who do I talk to for that again?
What's the chant say about this? I never paid attention.
Construction report, death on the wall. One of our finishers, Garen, fell from the scaffold and landed on a paving stone. He had breath for an hour, but his eyes were still. He died, and the Chantry sisters wrapped him. What should we do? Foreman Sherry's. Have them commit his body with those we have lost since Haven. I will record his sacrifice for the Inquisition, move his fellow workers to another site, and allow time off with pay if they request. Ensure that all workers do their job safely. We are in a war, not a race. Rushing does no good if we harm ourselves. We are all the Inquisition, Lady Montilier.
Assholes kicked in the Maker's door. He made them darkspawn. That's why there's blight, and we have to give wardens our weapons.
You still miss that bloody sword.
It was a good blade.
Ah.
Hello, Inquisitor. Honored to help with these, whatever they are.
The fuck are you? Save.
Honored, Inquisitor. Gotzi Sturhald. Did my part on the walls, and now I'm on this strange collection you've brought us. Don't know it's worth to the fight exactly, but it's good workmanship.
What's your experience?
Where did you learn your skills?
Orzammar. Carved a few statues in my day. And before you ask, yes, I chose to leave. I carved a paragon who turned out to be a sodding madwoman.
Oof.
Couldn't stand looking at it. The memory of a dwarf, right?
Talking about Bronca. What are these tiles?
Any ideas about the origins of these reliefs?
To Vinter, early. It's in the tool marks, the grain. That's hard dust mined from the 100 Pillars, if I know anything. Oh, I suppose the scene is probably full of Tevinter robes, too.
The 100 Pillars?
Damnedest things. Massive spires that aren't stone. It's like a mortar. Don't know more than that. Strong, though.
Can you interpret the meaning?
Do you have insight into the stories these tiles are supposed to depict?
Here you go, Inquisitor. I wrote up some thoughts. Hope it adds to the effort.
The Mason's Tale. The Fall. Oh. Samson. Garion. Corypheus. Branches. Behemoth. Bear Demon. Horror. So many Red Templars. Apparently missed one. Somewhere. Right there. And there. Asian Civil War. Ah, The Mason's Tales. The Fall. Now here's a happy study. The Fall, and a face that says, why did we try to go where there were no stairs? Because you go into an impossible building like that, you're coming out on fire, and then it will flip or something. I still do not see the appeal of dreams. So, your 7 magisters entered, and they came out blinded and not sure which way is up. I'll pass that off to the sculptor trying to represent madness. I mean, towers here, upended over there. You know what kind of force it would take to flip that much stone. It'd do more than burn your beard. Here's something interesting, though. You've got a hint of pigment and leaf causing some sheen, but there's meant to be more. All of these were painted and repainted at some point to match whatever lord's three-holer. But there's a type of finishing that you can do, a very fine and time-consuming pass that evens the surface. Do it right, you can get stone as smooth as glass, and that tower and Beardy's skull are meant to have it, and only a little is present on the others. So the first time this carving was wheeled out, it would have looked like Beardy was the target, so maybe he was first in the door, and the light, it burns him and spreads to the others, and the polish and leaf would have caught light like a mirror and caused the viewer to squint. They'd have to look down or away, joining the magisters in their punishment. Makes them feel part of it. That's what I figure anyway, and it would sure keep the children out of the feast hall. Whispers. Magic. Spirit of wisdom. Oculara. Okay. I guess they're talking about the things up there. That was a slow fade. I swore there was like another mountain. I swore you could edit or change what was in here from here. Guess I was wrong. Deceived. Deceived by my own mind. Gotta meet a new friend down here.
Inquisitor?
Hi.
The Arcanist has arrived.
You should see for yourself.
The fuck is that? Ah, it was here.
Hello there.
Hi.
Well, don't just stand there slack-jawed. Let's figure out what you need.
Dagna.
You're the magical advisor?
Oh, you're her. The Inquisitor. I'm Dagna. Arcanist Dagna. It's an honor, your worship. Is that it? The hand anchor mark? It's pretty. Reach was pretty too. In a destroy everything sort of way.
Well, welcome.
I welcome you to the Inquisition and look forward to your contribution.
Me too. I've heard some impossible things. I love impossible things. Those are the best to make, well, possible.
Yeah?
I've looked at Harrod's devices. The precision is fantastic, but typical. Mundane. Old thinking.
Is what now?
No disrespect meant to the classical trades, but you need a new perspective. I've made adjustments. As long as I keep making them, you can craft just about anything. Almost safely.
Where did you study magic?
Where does a dwarf go to study magical theory?
Get out. I asked myself that question for years. Turns out, not in Orzammar. I had to start at a circle. I had help, though. A Grey Warden, and I am forever grateful. With that sanction, I visited a half-dozen circles.
Hell yeah.
The wonders I've seen. And with an objective eye, I can spot where they overlap. That's a surprise for every teacher. It's a grand tradition, and it works so well with new thinking.
A Grey Warden helped you?
You mentioned a Grey Warden who helped you start your studies.
Not any Grey Warden. The Grey Warden. The hero of Ferelden is a hero in Orzammar, too. It's incredible that someone like the hero of Ferelden would stop to help the little people. Literally.
You must have learned a lot.
Your years of study have paid off.
Oh yes, the mages said I brought a valuable perspective. I've even presented my work to the College of Enchanters. I wanted an exchange. The Surface could learn about lyrium smithing, and Orzammar would gain knowledge of magic. But now there's no college. And so far as the Shaper is concerned, I'm castless. So you're getting my best work, Inquisitor. Let's make some great stuff.
You gave up your home?
You gave up so much, left your home. Was it really that amazing?
Yes. I left my home and my family, but I just knew I could be more than a smith. I wish my people weren't stuck in the past, and I regret that my father couldn't imagine another life for me. But I don't regret what I did.
Wouldn't sound special.
The Warden affected you in a special way.
Talk to anyone, they'll say the same. It was a dark time. There was one light. She saved us. She saved me.
Enough excitement for now.
All right, rein it in. You have work to do.
Right, sorry. I get carried away when I think of it. Ready when you need me.
No. Give me more lore.
Mind your step for things, Inquisitor.
Why did you agree to join us?
You were quick to join the Inquisition. Is there something you want?
How could I waste a chance to get close to you? And Corypheus? My goodness. And actual physical rifts in the Vale? Also, dwarves? We don't dream. So, when mages talk about it, I can only, well, dream what it would be like. So there's that, and all the things you'll probably find, and what I'll get to make. The rules are different here. Plus, you're paying me a lot. Like, wow, so much.
Nice. Talk about your title.
What qualifies you to be an arcanist?
I took the title because I'm a magical researcher, philosopher, and master of practical application. And I like it. I can't actually do magic because I'm a dwarf, but that also means no risk of possession. Safer than a mage. It means that every skill I have, I've learned through reason and understanding. Coming from the smith caste, I know the value of mastering a craft. Did you know dwarves invented enchanting? Probably.
What are your skills?
What is it you do, exactly?
I was born to the forge. That's literal in the smith caste. So the hammer and tong, that's like a heartbeat. But you've a man for that already, and a good one. I'm here because of my passion for magic. Magical study, magical theory, magical enchantment, and through it, the manipulation of masterworks. I studied it all with an objective eye. No secrets, no fears. That lets me apply principles like no other. Maybe one other, but I don't have that wonky of a mind, so I still kind of win.
Talking about Sandal. Tell me about enchanting.
What's the story with enchanting?
Lyrium is the heart. In certain rational patterns, it beats like something alive. That's how I see it. So, a mage can make your weapons do things, but with the right runes, the right rarities, your toys become wonders. It's the one thing mages can't do. Drives them mad. Literally. Dwarves are resistant, so it doesn't affect us. Mostly.
Can you make masterworks?
You have the ability to make exceptional weapons and armor. Masterworks?
There's an art to the forge, as well as enchanting. You need an ear for it. And hands. Eyes, too. Nothing bad to say about Herod on that front. He's wonderful. But there's this little more needed. With the right bits, an edge can be more than an edge. Armor can do more than protect. A hue can be just a bit brighter. In short, smithing can be more. In short.
Another time, Dagna.
Of course. Bring me what you want made, and I'll make sure it goes just right.
Agda's great. Alright, we got like a throne or something. Like an accessory or whatever. Staff of Adan, Blade of Turna, Sword of Kuris. Now, where do I actually do
Ready
the
for anything,
enchantments?
Inquisitor?
You notice the anchor?
You seemed impressed by the anchor. What does it look like to you?
I heard what everyone says what you heard Coryphia say. It's a long chain of who said what's. To me, it says key. But keys do a lot of things. Open, lock, switch. Some open one thing, some open everything. It sounds like Corypheus made it to open, but it looks like you can use it to close. It may be that simple. Sure is pretty. Wish I could see through it.
I want something crafted.
Dagna, show me what you can do.
Do you want fire? The first ask is always fire. It's fire, isn't it? Here's how it goes. Bring me the rare stuff for enchanting or masterworks and prep it here just like normal. Except it's not normal. It's manipulation of primal forces, and I'll make sure it goes just right. You'll see. Let's see together.
Speak to the trainers. One less Venatori. Skyhorn, right? I was about to say, where is Herod?
Inquisitor.
What do you think of Dagna?
Any thoughts about our new tenant?
You sure she doesn't own the place? Acts like it.
No offense. It needed work.
And fine work she's done to it. And for you. Don't mind me. Been a lot of change lately. Cheery as sugared flowers she is.
I'll be back later.
I'll be here.
Armor, buy, sell. Fuck is that? Modify. There it is. Whoa! The fuck is this? That's ominous as fuck. Sword of Karis allied. Shaft of Idun allied. 2% heal on kill. They're spooky looking. What was the other one? Blade of Tuna. Ah, yes. Tuna. Eater of Souls. Why does all this shit sound like so ominous? Helm of the Inquisitor. Heavy armor of the dragon. Medium armor of the dragon. They all look the same. guessing I can't wear that, hence why I can't make it for her. Have an item enchanted. Corrupting rune, frost rune, cleansing rune. Work engraved. Optional masterwork. %30 chance of masterwork. 20. Is unbowed on hit. Okay, got that one done.
What can I do for you?
Oh, something crap.
Dagna, show me what you can do.
Here's how it goes.
Do it, bro. I'm doing it. How you doing, Vox? Welcome. Yuck. Willpower, cunning. Definitely. Good, chilling. Nice, nice. Chanting an item will consume the rune. Do you want to continue? Yeah. What was that? There we go. No, this one ain't even that good. Ha. There we go. That's so close to leveling.
Ready to answer the great mysteries. It'll be wonderful.
I'll see you later, Dagna.
Okay. Int armor. It's changed. Okay. Red. God, you can get super blue. Does this change? Okay. And this? Oh, okay. Took me a while to see what it was changing. Okay. Okay. And that was only cost like fucking 4. Valuables? Does it do anything? Acorn charm. Put some of these items like into storage. Wait. Coal. New lad. Okay, he uses daggers. Some dagger? Or is ugly ass looking dagger. Ominous as fuck weapons. For like the goodest of boys. Alright. Armor. Don't got nothing for you. Magic. Amulet of power. Who is this for? Varric. Okay. Inquisitor. Go through. Check to see if everyone has any points to spend. Dorian. The larger the berry consumed, the greater. Turns your active cooldown times. Cool. Boop. Black walls. Load up. Oh. Just give you a little bit of something. A little bit of everything there. Easy to miss. See what Let's actually see what these abilities do that I just bought him. I didn't even look at them. You leap through shadows to attack your foe with deadly strikes that hit them from behind. Requires daggers. Number of hits, 2, 200% weapon damage. 8 seconds, cost 35 stamina. Let's see, your options are bleeding. Your flank attack leaves targets of the blow still bleeding from the cuts. Your dagger's fine for 10 seconds. This effect stacks. Skirmisher, before your target turns to face your blow, you move to stealth, impossible to find. Okay. Wind Fangs. You lash out with both daggers, striking deep with bonus damage if you flank your foe. Alright. 200% weapon damage. 8 seconds, cost 50 stamina. Okay, Ripping Fangs. If flanking, your Wind Fangs attack will keep the target's armor sundered from the blow. Okay. Unyielding Fangs. You deal more damage only if you keep your target facing forward toward the blow. Okay. Parry. You quickly block a strike made by your foe, then counter as their defenses fall. Effortless Riposte. If you succeed in countering a blow, your parry costs no stamina at all. Patient Riposte. You wait, prepared to knock away the blow as long as stamina remains at all. Okay. Bloodied Prey. Strikes cut deeper into any foe whose current health is lower than your own, plus 10% weapon damage, plus 3 cunning. Unforgiving Chain. Your daggers blur a dance of deadly pain. Each strike adds to your critical hit chance. After a critical hit, your chain resets as you begin another dance. Alright. Spinning Blades. You move status effects to nearby foes while stripping them from foes your daggers hack. Okay. Effects are not removed from stricken foes, and targets all around you feel your attack. AoE damage. Never-ending spin. The number of your deadly slashes grows when you connect with earlier attacks. Additional hits 4. Alright. Dance of Death. You regain stamina with every kill, the better to continue your assault. 50 stamina stored, plus 3 dex. Sneak attack. Attacks upon a target's back or flank are much more likely to be killing blows. 18% crit chance. Alright. Death Blow. You lash out hard with swift and deadly skill, and then again against a wounded foe. Alright. Cool, cool. Health threshold 50. Thrill of Victory. Strike bites deeper, and if it should kill your target, there's no cooldown. Bronze Stack. Instead of moving in to make the kill, you favor fresh opponents with Death Blow. Okay, okay. Stealth. Second Stealth gives you a damage bonus. Okay. Lost in the shadows. You live in the darkness. Entering stealth is now instant, removes all debilitating effects on you. While in stealth, you can even pass through enemies without being detected. Clinging shadows. Remain in stealth for a short time after attacking or taking damage. You leap away from incoming attacks, putting yourself where you need to be to win the fight. Knockout Powder. You throw a handful of dosed dust into an enemy's face, putting them to sleep for a short time. I get that. When the hearts aren't in the fight, it's almost too easy. Your attacks on panicked or sleeping creatures automatically crit. Let's give you Poison Blade. That's just a good one. That's just a good one. Alright, so now that we've got all that jazz figured out. Oh. didn't have any, like, okay. Accessories. Gain a small amount of stamina after killing an enemy. Belt of focus. Or belt of healing. Urgency. Those. All that jazz. The Great Bear. Heavy armor, dragon, light armor, medium armor. Okay. Shield of the dragon. Bow, dagger, great sword, long sword. Courtyard upgrade. Main watchtower. Guard. Okay. Leave this area. Ah. Save, and then we're gonna take a break. Because 6:30 or almost 6:30, and I haven't eaten yet. So, and I presume we're having leftovers for dinner. So, we're gonna take a break here as I get something to eat. Boop. Boop. I am back. I had chow mein and cherry chicken. Pretty good. Leftovers. Alright. Let's get back to the video games. Alright, we still got like half of a war table worth of operations. Huh? Huh? Of operations to do. Anyways, me getting distracted by things showing up. Ooh, that fancy tape. Right. And we got all of this. Friend in paradise. Friend in paradise. Okay. According to Dorian, while most Venture Magisters are not Venatori supporters, they will also not raise a finger to prevent the Venatori from wreaking havoc in the south. There are some, however, who see the cult for what it is, and are trying to expose it. A Magister contacting Carinus by the name of Maevaris Talani is attempting to introduce a law in the Imperial Senate which would see Venatori activity sharply curtailed in Tervinter. Dorian suggests that Quiet Inquisition support of Maevaris would be beneficial and ultimately could drum up support from other magisters fearful of what Corypheus represents. Hold on. Never mind. Okay. Felt like I recognize that name somewhere. All right. doesn't matter which advisor we do. Okay. Tevinter is a land where secrets are weapons, so let us arm this magister against those who would oppose her vote. I have contacts in Tevinter, although not many. Still, trading a few favors could help this magister a great deal.
Inquisitor.
My Lady Inquisitor, considerable as your support has been, I am saddened to report my motion died on the Senate floor, although I am hardly surprised. My fellows in the Magisterium don't enjoy the thought of having their freedom limited in any fashion. That was, however, hardly the point of the motion. It was a statement that needed to be made, and your support allowed me to make it far louder and clearer than I ever would have on my own. So thank you. With any luck, this will draw support from those who feel as I do. It will also draw fire from Venatori cultists still in the shadows, but I say, let them come. I will not back down in the face of such fools. I'm sending along a few things which I hope will aid your efforts, and we'll see what more I can drum up. Give my love to Dorian. The poor boy is such a hothouse orchid, he must be wilting in the cold. Magister Maeveris Talani. The Tevinter Resistance. Another one. Another one. I received some news from Maeveris. It seems her little resistance has drawn support, just as she hoped it would. Thing is, that support comes in the form of idealistic magisters with no real power, while the ones who might see her group as a threat are the true heavy hitters. Reading between the lines, I'd say Maeveris is in more hot water than she lets on. She's crafty, but she could use more help right about now, or the resistance might die on the vine. Up to you. But if you ask me, any enemies of the Venatori should be friends of ours. Dorian. Alright. The Inquisition is now a force to be reckoned with, even in Tevinter. Openly declare our support for the Resistance. Allow me to handle this. Eliminate one of her enemies, and the rest will believe she can strike at them with impunity. They will back off. Send some Templars north, disguised, of course. Real Templars, the sort who can disrupt magic. But that should be all the help she needs. Okay. I don't like the sound of this one.
Inquisitor.
It seems Dorian was correct. Not only do Tevinter Templars not possess the ability to disrupt magic, Tevinter Magisters are flummoxed when they encounter such abilities. There was an attack on Magister Talani's estate, but our agent, Sir Belinda Darrow, reports that it was handily beaten back, and is unlikely to return anytime soon. Magister Talani sends her thanks, as well as some artifacts stripped from the attackers, and a scented handkerchief. Don't ask. Colon. Chain lightning ring. Alright. Investigate Hunter Fell. Investigate Hunter Fell. Bottom, all advisors seems like the same thing, but there's a follow-up. Let's see if choosing what leads to different outcomes. Okay. Investigate Hunter Fell. Based on the revelation at Haven that Venatori operatives report to a darkspawn believed to be the Magister Corypheus, threat assessment of possible Venatori has been reprioritized as vital. Duke Tithus Pentagast rules the Navarian city of Hunter Fell. A former military hero who prided himself on his open-minded attitude, Duke Tithus rules with the help of a secret network of old adventuring companions and possible lovers, as they are all rumored to be beautiful women. Information on the 5 bells of Hunter Fell is limited, but they are known to include humans, both from Orlais and Ferelden, an elf, a dwarf, and even a Talvashah. Known or suspected backgrounds range from respected mortalitasi or dragon hunter to bard, smuggler, or even apostate. We believe one of the 5 bells of Hunter Fell is a Venatori agent working to advance the agenda of Corypheus. Okay. Dragon hunting is a noble sport, usually. I should be able to find out about this hunter. A bard's reputation precedes her, even if she wishes otherwise. I can uncover more about her. I have friends among the Templars. They might know about this supposed apostate. Okay. Doesn't look like it really matters which one. For this one, I guess. Investigate the Hunter Fell. A letter to Commander Colin with information on the apostate. All I can say for certain about the apostate is that when asked why she had not joined the circle, she declared that the chant of light was for humans. It meant nothing to her. I hope this information helps. Continue investigation. Okay. An excerpt from a Ben Hazriff information report. We still have neither race nor background information on the Venatori agent in Hunter Fell. The Bells are effectively nobility in the city. Any information about them is protected. We have confirmed that the Talvashah, whatever else she may be, is not a mage. Whether she is or was one of Duke Tithus's lovers, she now appears to be in a relationship with the smuggler. Okay. Savajov cannot hide her reputation easily, no matter how protective she is. Let my ladies ask about her. An Orlesian woman in Hunterfell might have a fondness for items from home. Perhaps I can find out what she wears. Let me try and find out more about the Mortalitasi. A letter from Liliana with information on the Orlesian. She and the elf are the two members of the Bells who practice magic. She has on occasion purchased exotic, dragon-related ingredients from the Tower of Ashaf, although it is unclear whether the Tower of Ashaf gets them through hunting or smuggling. Identify the Venatori agent. An excerpt from a Ben Hassref information report. All information about the 5 bells of Hunterfell has come back negative. The Talvashaf is not the bard, the elf is not the Mortalitasi, and the dwarf is not the smuggler. An addendum. We have learned that the Ferelden is the Venatori agent, but unless we can link her to a specific background quickly, we will lose this lead. We must remove the target immediately to stop Duke Tithus from falling prey to Venatori interests. Have Iron Bolt tell the Ben Hassref to eliminate the Bard, to eliminate the Smuggler, to eliminate the Mortalitasi. Alright, the Bard was Orlesian. Mortalitasi would be Navaran. That's where they're from.
Let's see what we have.
An excerpt from the Ben Hassref information report. Target was eliminated, and as expected, all other targets went into hiding. Duke Tithus did not locate our operatives during his search. Information the Duke found on the corpse revealed the smuggler's Venatori involvement. Duke Tithus has cut off trade with the Tevinter Imperium and is thoroughly investigating his city. Hunterfell is no longer subject to Venatori influence. Per his request, Operative Iron Bull will receive further intelligence reports to continue his efforts. Supplies from Saharan have also been dispatched. Nice. Nice. Stop war between Navarre and Tevinter. Big ask. Like, goddamn. Stop war. Okay, we got only one option. Okay. Inquisitor. Both Tevinter and Navarro were fighting against Venatori entrenched along their border. The battle showed no signs of abating until the Inquisition sent soldiers who pulled victory out of a seemingly insurmountable defeat. Both sides have attempted to claim this portion of land in the past, and both are attempting to do so again. Only the presence of our soldiers prevents them from beginning a war. We can't allow this to happen. For the moment, each side is grateful enough to listen to our advice, and we must convince them to send their armies home. I will press on both sides, call upon all favors to do this. I fear the situation between Navarre and Tevinter will deteriorate. We must be persuasive, decisive, and swift.
Let us begin.
Inquisitor, through the efforts of hundreds of negotiators, allies, and a few personal connections, Navarra and Tevinter have grudgingly issued orders for their soldiers to return to their respective cities. The contested land has been split down the middle. We have averted a war today. I will add nothing more, for there is no high reward to ask for. Proudly, Ambassador Montelier. Blade of Tidarian. Okay. The Serpent of Navarra. Serpent of Navarra. Inquisition agents have uncovered a potential problem in the nation of Navarra. A Tevinter mage by the name of Varelius has recently been noted in the company of King Marcus, and rumors comment on how strange it is for a new advisor to be so closely heeded. There is evidence to indicate Varelius is a member of the Venatori. Having the Navarran king under their sway would give the cult a great deal of power and hinder the Inquisition's ability to operate in the north. Wait for this advisor to leave the capital, then send a force to ambush and capture him. Send an agent to eliminate the advisor, as well as his supporters by any means. We should tell King Marcus what his advisor truly is. Convince him to see the light. Apparently this is the correct
At your
choice.
service.
Inquisitor, I will admit, when your ambassador first approached me with the claims regarding Varelius, I was unconvinced. Indeed, I did not heed the evidence, even when it was presented. It was only when one of your mages, an apostate named Sidney, managed to drive the clouds from my mind that I finally realized the spell I had been under. Varelius has been imprisoned, and we will be on the lookout for any further efforts by these cultists to infiltrate my nation. Navarra is most grateful. King Marcus Pentagast. Welcome. Stop Venatori activity in the west. Alright. Alliances. Observing the deadlock. Alliances. Observing the deadlock. Same reward all advisors. No real difference. It was to be expected. In the wake of so many important deaths and the rise of the Inquisition, several noble houses are attempting to spur their fortunes by crafting an alliance of their own. For now, they seem mired in arguments of seniority. It will be a long time before any of them threaten our standing. I suggest someone be offered as an ambassador of the Herald, not the Inquisition, if only to let them know, in a non-threatening way, that we are watching. Let them squabble on their own. Poking them at this point is wasted energy. I say invite them to observe our soldiers' training to show that we are not heretical outlaws. Hmm.
Inquisitor.
Despite their intent to craft a political entity to oppose us, these noble families are too embroiled in their own conflicts to even acknowledge us. We have acquired some additional trading partners who are tired of waiting for a winner to emerge. Nice. Altered Plains, Empire du Lion, Emerald Grove. A lot of places here in Orlais. Look into. Locate Reese and Evangeline. Locate Reese and Evangeline. Okay. Sister Liliana, per your request, after seeing that no mage named Reese was present at the conclave at the time of the explosion, I began my search. It appears, based on reports gathered from rebel mages, that Reese had originally intended to be at the conclave, but the former Templar Evangeline persuaded him not to attend. She believed corruption within the Templars sought to exacerbate the conflict, and this merited investigation. Evangeline was last seen not far from Val Furman, where a merchant described her as fighting other Templars and being taken, injured but alive. Reese came through the area not long after, searching for her. The forest near Val Furman offer many places to hide, but the Inquisition could track down these renegade Templars if you so order. Yours in service. I have friends in the area who would gladly help rescue someone so important to the Inquisition. Walker knows the area. She and her scouts can get Reese and Evangeline out safely. My men can cut through the forest and recover Reese and Evangeline safely. Looks like it doesn't matter which advisor we do. Inquisitor, Evangeline and I owe you our freedom, and indeed our very lives. I'm greatly saddened to hear what happened at the Conclave. I had truly hoped for a peaceful end to this conflict, and the death of so many good people is a tragedy. Our own investigation took us to renegade Templars using a strange new red form of lyrium. I am chagrined that they were powerful enough to subdue us, although your agent tells us that these red Templars serve as shock troops for the enemy, who has had both mages and Templars dancing to his tune. Evangeline and I need to recover from our wounds, and our presence at Skyhold will only cause tension with the rebel mages you brought into the Inquisition. Once we are healed, we would be honored to serve. Yours, Reese, Senior Enchanter, Equitarians. Equitarians. There is a note below, presumably added by Cole. I asked you not to do this. I was upset until it saved them. This is good. To the Philanderis. Truth or dare, a dangerous game. Truth or dare. Okay. All the same result. Only have Liliana. Nightingale. We underestimated the threat. Our friend the Marquis met with a dozen nobles in the past week. Bribes in the form of gifts changed hands, most of them busts of Justinian V. We appropriated one and discovered it hollow and stuffed with red lyrium. Awaiting instructions, Fisher. We need to arrange a public accident to befall one of these lyrium statues.
Let's see what we have.
Gotta wait a bit. While I wait. Inquisition perks. Capture any keeps that we can capture. Got rare stocks. Has one more potion slot for all party members. And combat point for the Inquisitor. Killing foes. Maximum number of potions party can carry by 4. That's pretty useful. Strong defenses. Give extra herbs. I think we get plenty. Raw and valuable new materials for crafting. Offers in rare inventory. Trooper Terror, dangerous game. Nightingale. We underestimated the threat. Our friend, the Marquis, met with a dozen nobles in the past week. Bribes in the form of gifts changed hands, most of them busts of Justinian IV. We appropriated one discovered at Hollow. What? I think that's bugged. Okay, let's read what it's actually supposed to be. So the actual text is supposed to be Nightingale. Porter tripped while unloading bags for Duke Fontaine and Valroyo. The bus shattered, revealing contents. Duke reacted with unexpected outrage, may have been Virium-induced or genuine. Saw shocked faces in windows of 3 neighboring houses. 2 weeks from now, all of Orlais will know. Fisher. Cullen, our spies looked into the breakdown of contact between Val Royale and Imperial Army forces in the Dales. Troops on both sides agreed to cease hostilities, then retreated to their camps to await the outcome of peace talks. What occurred after the withdrawal is a mystery. The last communique from Gaspard's marshal reported a rash of desertions. After that, silence. I agree that this warrants further investigation. Do what you will, and my agents will lend support. We can march soldiers into the exalted plains and position scouts in strategic areas. If lines of communication are down, we must be prepared for anything. Okay. Make contact in the Emerald Graves. We've been contacted by a Fairbanks who says he has information of value to the Inquisition. He offers a trade, the information in exchange for the Inquisition's help in eliminating a dangerous rebel band calling themselves the Freemen of the Dales. There have been reported sightings of these rebels all over the Dales, where they have caused significant problems for Elysian troops. Uprooting them could be a good move for us. First, let us see what Fairbanks has to say. He is hiding out somewhere in the Emerald Graves, a legendary Dalish forest. My spies report that he is well acquainted with the area and its terrain. He could prove a useful asset if we choose to trust him. Your word, I'll send emissaries to meet Fairbanks, along with hidden agents to watch him. liberate Empire du Lion. My dearest Josephine, the hills of Empire du Lion are in peril. A maid servant recently returned from visiting an uncle in Sarnia, spoke of gruff, helmeted men about the village's quarry and the appearance of strange red crystals in the fields close by. I suspected red lyrium and sent men to investigate, but the bridges leading to the area had all been destroyed. The Red Templars' handiwork, I wager. If we do not act quickly, all of the highlands may be lost. I wish I bore fairer tidings, my dear. My warmest regards to your family. I pray for the quelling of these winter winds of chaos, that we may meet again in springtime. Your truest friend and ally, Edward Desjardins. The Elf's Blood River froze over after the unseasonable chill. We'll need brave soldiers and sturdy mounts, but it's the only path into the mountains. And then this one. Stop Venatori activity in the west. Liliana's spies have discovered orders from the Venatori's high-ranking commanders. A large number of mages are traveling westward to excavate something of great value to our cause. The Inquisition must find whatever its enemies are searching for. The region is vast, but Liliana is ready to put her network to use in tracking down Corypheus' minions. Venatori is sending some of their best scholars into the wilderness. Let us discover precisely where they are heading. There's something going on there. And investigate the western approach. Commander Colin, scouts are reporting a number of travelers entering the western approach. Surprising, since the place is a blighted desert with no trade routes. More surprising, no one is leaving. It bears investigation. Knight Captain Rylan. I recommend immediate deployment of troops to secure a position in the western approach. Western deep roads. Deploy Reese and Evangeline. Deploy Reese. Okay. Looks like different outcomes. I'll give that, but I'll probably want to pick Liliana. It gives power, an amulet power, which is like a free skill point. Inquisitor, we have recovered from our wounds and are ready to serve the Inquisition as you see fit. Evangeline has friends among the Orlesian nobility who may listen to our cause, and I am familiar with several caches used by the rebel mages. Or, if you prefer, we would be honored to join the Inquisition troops near Valferman and fight the forces of Corypheus as best we can. Yours in service, Reese and Evangeline. Passionate warrior coming from a good family might bring the Inquisition a great deal of gold. The caches Reese speak of might yield something of value. An experienced Templar and a powerful mage would greatly increase our military strength near Valferman. Apparently there's a bug with this. I might want to wait before doing that. I want to see disaster in the deep road. I know this is one of the DLCs. I just want to see if it's like, hey, you should probably be like this level to do this. New area for exploration. Storm Coast Fissure. Okay, apparently this shit is level 24. So, looks like I'm probably gonna want to, wait a bit on this one. That's a for later thing. And I think this one here is another DLC. Damn. Balance of Hackon. I think it has like a recommended level range for this. Oh, as with other DLC areas in Inquisition, the difficulty of the enemies in the Frostback Basin will scale to the average level of your party when you first unlock it at the war table. Huh. Okay. Cool. Cool. For all that stuff to show up. What if that means I already have like another Inquisition perk point? Inquisition perks +1. Okay. Want to see if I already got that +1 perk. Or if that was the one that I just spent. Okay, it was the one I just spent. Okay. Saw my character model pop back in there. I saw that. It in judgment. Judgment is such a weird word. Like, why does it not have the E after judge? Mm-hmm. This way I have not been. Plant new seed. Plant seeds in Skyhold's nursery to grow herbs for crafting. Find seeds by gathering herbs in the wild. Construction report. Scaffolding. Third fall in as many days. We need more sandbags. It's almost impossible to drive an anchor between these blocks. The place was built to last, but that makes it a fight to build it up. Bernial Roofer. Approve the Inquisition needs its people on good legs. Sir Morris, Quartermaster. Plant new seed. Alright. Rare. I don't have any rare ones, apparently. Nor any of that. Rip. Elan Vimal.
Inquisitor, Elan Vimal. Honored to represent the College of Herbalists and offer my services as apothecary. My colleague Adan was clear about the worth of your cause. I look forward to assisting him.
He thought highly of me.
He didn't seem all that friendly toward me.
A sign of his respect. Smiles are saved for fools, so they leave quickly. All the mundane needs of Skyhold will be well tended. If you note anything special, let me know. I'm here to serve the cause we must.
Okay.
I am at your service.
How are we stocked?
What is your evaluation of our supplies?
We are well supplied, and I foresee only better to come.
Will your college help us?
Are there others who could come to Skyhold?
They are helping now. I have contacted many of our finest, and their influence is not inconsequential. They are not, shall we say, prone to take the field, but we will be well supplied.
Where did you study?
Where did you receive your training?
I studied with Adan after he left the service of the King of Ferelden. Well, when the king was no longer there to serve. Our College of Associates tends to meet informally. I've since been fortunate enough to serve various heads of state. They are all as good as another, truth be told. My skills and contacts are better suited to more imminent need.
You're a city elf?
I take it you're a city elf, not Dalish.
It's not a useful identifier. I am an elf. I was raised away from the Dalish. No, I do not know their customs. I'm sure that much was immediately obvious. It's of little concern. I have skill enough to be evaluated by what I can do. My associates appreciate my work.
Alright.
As you were.
Of course, Inquisitor.
Oh, another gazelle.
Ah, Inquisitor, you have finally come into your own. The Maker has put you on a difficult path. I pray you walk it safely.
Did you make me Inquisitor?
I remember our talk out there before we found Skyhold. It wasn't just the Maker who put me on this path, was it?
The Inquisitor could never have been Cassandra, or Leliana, or me for that matter. We are too political, too tied to the Chantry and all its failings. But I did not make you stand against Corypheus. I did not make you risk death to save the people of Haven.
True.
Only you could be the Inquisitor. I only pray the power of the Inquisition is enough.
Have to be.
If the power of the Inquisition isn't enough, we're all in a great deal of trouble.
It may seem overwhelming now, but you have already done more than most could have. The Maker has chosen you to deliver us from Corypheus. You have the faith and support of everyone here. Never forget that. Now, was there anything else?
What do you know about Corypheus?
Can you tell me anything about Corypheus?
I know nothing of the man personally, but the Chant of Light speaks of what he claims to be. No matter
What I wanted to know.
Their triumphs, the mage lords of the winter were men and doomed to die. Then a voice whispered within their hearts, "Shall you surrender your power to time like the beasts of the fields? You are the lords of the earth. Go forth to claim the empty throne of heaven and be gods."
An old god.
That was one of the old gods speaking in their dreams?
Yes, Dumat as I understand it. In secret, they worked magic upon magic. All their power and all their vanity they turned against the veil, until at last it gave way.
Sounds familiar.
That sounds like what happened with the breach.
Very similar, Inquisitor. Above them, a river of light. Before them, the throne of heaven waiting. Beneath their feet, the footprints of the Maker, and all around them echoed a vast silence. But when they took a single step toward the empty throne, a great voice cried out, shaking the very foundations of heaven and earth.
Griffiths seems to disagree with that.
Corypheus said he found only chaos and corruption.
The chant of light says that it was beautiful until the Maker himself spoke. And so is the Golden City blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world.
And that sounds different.
Corypheus seemed so certain that he heard nothing. He described it as dead whispers.
Bitterness, perhaps? He paid a high price for his crime. Violently were they cast down, for no mortal may walk bodily in the realm of dreams, bearing the mark of their crime.
Like my mark.
Walking bodily in the realm of dreams is exactly what Corypheus said he did. But the mark, could it be related to the mark I bear?
I cannot say. Perhaps Andraste saw clearly and we misinterpreted her words. It was always taught that the mark they bore was the shape of Darkspawn. Bodies so maimed and distorted that none should see them and know them for men. That is all I know of your adversary, Inquisitor.
Matches, but not perfectly. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to share that with me, revered mother.
All faithful should recite the chant of light once a week. It would speak ill of me to fall behind. Take what the chant says, but do not be bound by it. A century from now, your own story may be another verse. And who knows how much truth it will hold. Still,
I mean,
I
hell,
would trust these words over any
we may be
spoken
able
by
to see that later
Corypheus.
this year
I hope they
when
have.
Veilguard comes out. How it gets twisted through the historical lens. Is there an arrow up there? Sigrid? Letter to an Inquisition agent. My darling Wilbur, I'm so proud of you. We hear so much about the Inquisition in the village. It makes me happy to know you are doing your part. I'm doing my part. I'm sorry about what happened to Haven. I will light a candle in the chantry for the fallen. Please take care of yourself. I know what you're like when things get busy and the face of the world hangs in the balance. You must take care of yourself before you can help save the world, you know. Don't forget to eat. You're still in the mountains? It must be cold and wet. Why wouldn't it be a fort in the hinterlands? Then you'd be closer to home. Well, dress warmly. Shall I send you a blanket? Anyway, you should write more often. I don't understand why you can't tell me what you're doing. You shouldn't keep secrets from your mother. Love always, Mother. P.S. What do you mean I have to address the letters to Rector? Is that what they call you there? Why? Your name is Wilbur Quigley. It's a good name. It's a good name. Wilbur was your uncle's name. He fought in the Battle of Riverdane. We are all so proud of him. Are you ashamed of your given name? Why are you ashamed, Wilbur? Sigrid?
You get a title, I get the boot. I see how it is. I mean, thanks for my life. Pleased to serve.
Yikes, bro.
Just doing my job.
What's your job now? Why is this guy just staring at the wall? You okay, buddy? Not going there. Hello? Damn. Bride of the Maker. Maker, though I am but one, I have called in your name. And those who come to serve will know your glory. I remembered for them. They will see what can be gained, and though we are few against the wind, we are yours. Canticle of Trials 5:1. Okay. This. War room. Can't go there. Yard looks nice. Oh, that load in.
Completed work of whatever they used to call it.
Alright. Don't have quarries. In the Exalted Plains. Just seeing what places I gotta go to, you know. Keeping the Darkspawn down, Tunnel Sealed. Oh, that was the Venatori place. DLC. From the Ashes, speak with Varric. Speak to the trainers.
Standards.
Oops. Oops.
That'll guide the dragon right in.
By the time it's across the growing legions, that growing pincushion will be ripe for swords.
You're over here now. Your trainer. Oh. Vius Anaxis.
Hello? Yes, hello. I am your trainer.
Yes?
I am your trainer.
You said that.
Good, because it has been a long journey. The cause is just, and if we don't start soon, you won't have time to learn. I am your trainer.
I welcome you.
Thank you for coming to train me.
What? Oh, yes, of course. You're welcome. Thank you. I was charged with studying the breach and the subsequent rifts to discover how they affected traditional disciplines. I was enthralled. So were the 19 others, I presume. They're dead. They learnt the power, but couldn't wield it. Rift Mage Inquisitor. The forces are incredible. And with training, you will be incredible. I know how not to die, and I can teach it. It's incredible.
Rifts are a recent phenomenon.
The rifts were triggered by the breach. There's already a school of magic.
A school? No. Yes. Sort of. The holes in the veil flooded us with magic, and that can be used. It changed some rules, modified them, enough that the careless inverted themselves, old forces in new forms. Others will try, their results will vary, but you will have the best instruction. Because your trainer has already taken the risk. The price has been paid.
Who told you to study rifts?
Who charged you with studying magic from the rifts?
The Mages Collective. I did not just say that. Yes, I did say it, and we're proud to help. We are nimble, we could move quickly and commit people to this rift magic. Many people. Their lives made it stable and safe. We're very proud.
What's your name?
You didn't mention your name.
I am your trainer.
That isn't a name.
It is what I am. I try very hard to remember that much. There is so much else to keep in mind. Understand, Inquisitor, that I have learnt it all very quickly, so you do not have to.
Why is this a good discipline?
Tell me why this would best suit me.
You are the Inquisitor.
And?
You deserve power that casts your enemies aside with the abandon of a creative force, crushes them with your very will. That is the promise. Who better than you? You are the Inquisitor.
Okay.
No, I can't commit yet.
Hello?
Inquisitor, I heard a tapping. My skills are required.
And you are?
Speaker Vius Anaxas. I have come from Navarra as a voice for the dead. Welcome them, and they will serve your cause.
I welcome any assistance.
The Inquisition is open to any allies.
Warmth I do not often find. Thank you. I am of the Mortalitasi. We tend to those who have passed and revere their lives by honoring them in death. And when the living are threatened, we give the bodies of the dead physical purpose once more. Necromancy, Inquisitor. The dead will serve for you.
You raise the dead?
You're saying you can bring the dead back to life?
Of course not. The souls of our departed cross the Fade to be with the Maker. The body is left empty.
Then what is it that you do?
In the Grand Necropolis, we would usher in a displaced spirit of the Fade, eliminating imbalance. But this is war. Every battlefield has one thing in abundance: death. I turn the bodies of enemies into weapons against them. We do not manipulate the living. We make use of the dead.
Sounds like blood magic.
You're a mage who manipulates life. How is this not blood magic?
Blood magic consumes life. It tears at the living to manipulate and destroy. It is a cancer among our kind. We honor life by venerating the dead. We give their mortal form purpose. In combat, perhaps only for a few moments, but that is still more than they had. More than opposing you normally allows.
Mortalitasi?
What is a Mortalitasi?
We are the caretakers of the Grand Necropolis of Navarra. For the treasured relative, we usher a spirit of the Fade into the void of their mortal form. It honors them both. But when enemies threaten the living, we turn death into a weapon of war, instead of merely the result.
Why is this a good discipline?
Tell me why this would best suit me.
It is not for everyone, yet we all reach beyond life. You have already killed many out of necessity. To stop at death is wasteful. Death can make allies of enemies. Death can rend the battlefield. Death can terrify.
People will fear me.
Don't you want to terrify? Fear means there are fewer to fight next time. Fear means lives are saved, if that is your concern.
I'm not committing to this yet.
Commander Helene.
Hold and declare, Inquisitor.
What do you mean?
I ask your intent. I was summoned to oversee training, and I would know my charge. I am your commander in this matter. Commander Helene.
Welcome, Commander.
Thank you for coming, Commander Helene.
Commander will suffice, recruit. I teach the skills of the Knight Enchanter. It is a rank. It is a life. Understanding its hierarchy is the first step. You already know this. You were not made Inquisitor and then taught to lead. I will teach you how to rise to your place. How to join your warriors, spectral blade in hand. How to command the ranks while standing beside them. Are you ready?
An elf has a human rank?
Commander is a title I associate with human forces.
Knight Enchanter has roots in Elven tradition, but it has utility in every tradition. There are no borders for the mage who wields a spectral blade. There is respect, and there is fear.
Where have you served?
Who granted your rank? What forces have you served with?
I cannot say.
Then how do I know you're capable?
You know because I have told you. and I will teach you the same authority.
Why is this a good discipline?
Tell me why this would best suit me.
I cannot. Only you know if you are fit to lead with more than maps. Do you have the mettle to raise a blade in grand melee? To have your presence make heroes of your charges? This is a path for leaders. You tell me if you are worthy.
I can't commit to this yet.
Okay. Make a save. And then we'll make another save, but this one is new. Okay. Kinda liked the sound of the Night Enchanter. Would have really helped during that one mission.
Recruit, I await the completion of the first of your orders. Only then can you learn to command.
Tell me what's involved.
I'm ready to learn what you know.
Then we will begin the simple steps, Recruit. And we shall see what heights you reach. You have a task, a simple construction. Go, learn, and return. Soon you will lead from the front. Soon you will command.
Way of the Night Enchanter. Lazurite. Can I do all three? Hold on. Let me actually check. Specializations for the is. All right. I may want to do all three of them.
I await your return, Inquisitor, as do the spirits of those we have lost or caused to be lost. Necromancy, Inquisitor. The dead will serve for you.
I'm ready to learn what you know.
Then your journey begins as others end. The steps are small, but vital. There is instruction and veneration. Then you'll return. We shall see what this life holds for you.
Bloodstone. Yeah, the jeweled skull materials.
Hello? Yes? I am waiting for you. I know how not to die.
Show me how to
I
begin.
can teach it. It's...
Very well. Show me how this should go.
It goes places you have been, and some you have not. That is necessary. So the price is not paid twice. Follow the instruction, and you will know the way. You'll understand the power. Then, I'll show you more. After all, I am your trainer.
Venatory tomes. Require writing on rift magic. Okay. Way of the necromancer. Way of the enchanter. Way of the rift mage. Okay. Take the essence from Whis at the old thoroughfare, the Weeping Spires, and Granite Point in the Fallow Mire. Readings can be found among the belongings of followers who share this discipline, or, if unavailable, among the wares of books of merchants. Azurite. While the mage can only truly specialize in one style, studying others can still be of considerable benefit. If Rift Mage is what Solus becomes, I'm guessing Knight Enchanter is probably what Vivian becomes. And then Necromancer is probably what Dorian becomes. Here's end camp. Okay. Okay, okay. Destroy undead to gain Navarran ceremonial skulls at Apostate's Landing, Small Grove, and Storm Solitude in the Storm Coast. So I've already got those. Greetings can be found among the belongings of followers who share this discipline. Followers? Oh, what the fuck? Where are my companions at?
Stefan finally died. It was a blessing, really. He's been in so much pain since Haven. He was out of his mind at the end. He smiled, said he smelled his mother's turnip stew, and slipped away.
That was sad. Andra, Sarah. Child has stolen bricks. Found a bricksmith I know from my elder's note. From my elder's notes. Fired in High Ever before it was sacked in 480. That was Orlais, but this style isn't, so it was probably looted. There may be others. That time is long past, but the Inquisitor shall know where they live. Gannon, Mason. Our cause rights a greater wrong. Crimes of the past will be eclipsed soon enough, as this becomes the home of the Inquisition. But send word to High Ever so they can amend their histories. Commander Coleman. Hello. Sir Morris.
Oh, Bells, it's you. Morris. Sir Morris, I suppose. I am serving as quartermaster for Skyhold and its arriving throngs. Stores are growing, and so long as we have fair coin to restock, you and yours will be well served.
What are your qualifications?
What makes you ideal for this position? It's an important one.
My family has ties to several freehold militias, as well as cousins acting as officers in Ferelden and Orlais.
And your qualifications?
My family holds treaties with 3 new money Tevinter houses, and a rare Orzuma contract with a Paragon namesake.
And your qualifications?
To be honest, your worship, that was my question. I am the nexus of a dozen threads tied by others, designed to cast the widest and most appealing resource net. But I will rise to the occasion. Skyhold will want for nothing. I swear it.
Where's Quartermaster Threat?
The previous quartermaster survived Haven. Where is she?
She had views. Has views. Perfectly legitimate ones if you share them, Inquisitor. I believe it was felt that your quartermaster should be more palatable now that the Inquisition is in Orlais. She continues to serve, just not at the fore.
Are we well supplied?
How's it going? Do we have what we need?
Our capacity increases, as do our requests to suppliers. I've had to threaten some contracts. It was exhilarating.
All right, buddy.
As you were.
Calm down.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
Oh. No worries. Spiritblade Hilt, Tome of Rifts.
Of course. Another time.
Nodders. Letter home. Father? No, I will not come home. I know what happened to Haven. I was there. And I am not afraid of death. If none of us are brave enough to stand, then all of us will fall. I am your son. If you trust nothing else, trust me. The Inquisition is our only hope. I also would like to request that you stop using such language to refer to the Inquisitor. It is not what you think. she is not trying to replace the divine or the chantry or become a god. I know it's hard for you to see an elf in a position of such power, but I think it's time for you to think about why you feel the way you do about them. Don't you remember the stories of Andraste and the elves who helped her? If the Inquisitor is really Andraste's herald, maybe it's Andraste sending us a message, telling us to let go of our foolish hatreds. I just hope you'll be able to see that this is what I want and what I feel is my duty. I think Mother would be proud, and I know she would want you to be proud of me too. Your son and dedicated Inquisition soldier, Eustace. Oh yeah, Eustace. Stand your ground. Be yourself. Pamphlet, lift your voices. Greetings, Inquisition. I hope you're excited for our next meeting. I certainly am. In these dark times, fellowship and song will keep us from the depths of despair, so let us lift our voices and our spirits. Here are the pieces we will be learning in the upcoming weeks. Lyrics and musical notation are available in the archive, so come prepared. The Storm Coast Claim, Circle of Flame, The Girl in Red Crossing, The Ballad of Nuggins. Scout Harding fought hard for this one, so she will conduct. Twinkling Lucia of the Heavens. Whither You Took My Gold, or The Jolly Tavern. Jarl Jason's Ride, I Shall Prevail. Although there were many voices for Andraste's Mabari, I have decided to leave it off the list, as attempts to perform it tend to leave most choir members a sobbing mess. Sinquisitor Faye. P.S. I understand that some of you object to being called the Sinquisition. If you can't come up with a better name, it is not your place to criticize. And no, the Hairy Heralds is not a better name. Sinquisition's pretty good. Pretty good name. I approve. Inquisitor approved. I put my stamp on it. Oh, he's training dummies. Hello? It's a building we can enter. Don't look like it. Not from this side, at least. Hello? Samson's Tale. Take back the sky, a tavern cheer. Now gather ye drunkards, that's how these begin, the songs of our heroes, of wars and our kin. Well, now the fight's ours, and none of us cowers. We'll drink to all hours, 'cause we know we can win. Oh, they cut into heaven and called it a door. The herald will lead us to even the score. We'll take back the sky and we'll give them the floor. We'll take back the sky and we'll give them the floor. The beast was upon us, our hopes all but drowned. At our necks a monster, at our heels a hound. But we found a fortress, and it's friggin' gorgeous. So join in the chorus, and down a new round. Oh, he cut into heaven, we said it before, and Andraste will guide us to even the score. We'll take back the sky, and we'll give him the floor. We'll take back the sky, and we'll give him the floor. We look to our leader and heft up our crest. To show this Corypheus we're not impressed. He thinks we've been mastered, we'll beat down the bastard, and then we'll get plastered. We're blessed by the best. Oh, he cut into heaven, now sing it once more. Inquisitor, lead us to even the score. We'll take back the sky, we'll give him the floor. We'll take back the sky and feed him his lie, and black his foul eye, let all arrows fly, and then we'll have pie. Die, 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 die. We'll take back the sky and we'll give him the floor. An exercise in the rhyme of Meriden, a minstrel of our fine Inquisitor. Are you Meriden? Examine. What do we got? Tavern notice. Archery contest, Saturday. All challengers welcome. Sister Liliana to judge, except Varric and Bianca.
The funniest thing I've seen in years. That cat dancing around, hopping and pouncing like a fool. Made my day bright, it did. Maker knows what got into the little rat catcher.
Yeah? Cabo.
Just rumors.
Hello?
Inquisitor.
Hello.
And you are?
The bartender. Cabot?
Just the bartender?
You were expecting...
Welcome to the Inquisition.
Well, welcome to the Inquisition.
Thank you. Welcome to the tavern.
How's morale?
What's the current mood?
Scorn.
Where'd you train?
Where did you study? I assume you're trained.
In bartending? I'm no alchemist. You mix the bottles that don't taste like nug and you pretend to listen. I suppose I trained at home during feast day family visits. My specialty is ale. Old Antivan recipe. The secret is ale.
So jaded, why join?
You're a bit of a hard ass. Why are you here?
If I could fight, I'd be in a helmet. If I was a mage, I'd throw fire. And probably be dead. But I can't do anything. Just like the hundreds of people who can't do anything. Who make sure the thousands who can do something can do it. Besides, if you know a safer place than your castle, do share.
Alright, know any rooms?
What's the word out there?
7 people want your minstrel dead. They'd settle for smashing her loot, but they're afraid she'd sing about it.
Why?
As you were.
Inquisitor?
Why are they so salty about our minstrel? Oh, what's this?
I'll ask around again tomorrow.
Herald's Rest, a place for all in service here, to rest, recoup, and persevere. Though ways the heart remember best, your saving grace, the Herald's Rest.
Well, let me know if you find one.
Oh, hey, Crab.
Inquisitor. That's got a good ring to it. We're happy to be here, your worship. You need anything, let me know.
Nothing new.
We'll talk later.
There's Iron Bowl.
I hope I can help somehow. Maybe cleaning?
Oh, you?
Oh, Inquisitor, I joined. Sutherland, your worship. I saw some bandits, so I came to warn people. I'll let your warriors know and then stay out of the way.
New to the crew, young hopeful operation. New guy. Book. Sarah's cabinet of wonder whose it was. Delivered one cabinet suitable for a lady's curiosities if resources should be spent on such things, Sir Morris. Below a comment and journal entries by Sarah. Also doodles to Sarah with her tongue out. Eat it, Morris. Stuff needs a place. Stuff. Banner, circle, soft. Lizard, scratched out. Rough and weird. Holla, fake. Real ones stink. Cards, little worlds. Goblet, fancy cup. Cup, shit goblet. Bottle, warden, strong. Bottle, to Vinter, piss weak. Stupid sword, there's a small blood stain. Silk, bolts, not arrow bolts. Soft, make something. I think that minstrel Meriden is chatting me up. The song is creepy. Hi, Sarah. Why do you have just a bone in here? And a skull? Quit worrying, Sarah.
What do you mean?
I have a feeling she doesn't even know why she has them. Go right there.
Good day. It's good to see you.
Look for coal.
What are you doing?
Listening. Eyes rough, jangling armor hurts my ears, back aching, fingers too clumsy for knots. Wind cool like Aunt Eloise's pond, lips scalded as I sip, warmth blossoms, first kiss in the barn, what was his name? tin jangle as the blood spills. Pierre's wrapped body on the wagon to the chantry. 5 more minutes. My fault.
You hear everything?
Can you listen to anyone's mind like you did hers?
No, they have to need me. Pain, fear, sadness, guilt, anger, hurt. Things I can fix.
What was that?
I could almost see what had happened to her.
Yes.
Is that what it's like for you?
Yes? It's okay. Nothing you did mattered.
What? Who are you?
They lie there, and sometimes they die, just like Pierre. You can't save them.
I don't know who you are.
Wait. That didn't work. Let me try again. You'll forget me in a minute.
Wait, what?
What are you going to do?
Make her forget me. Then do it again, the right way.
Like, I like how he's just like, hold on, wait, forget that happened. Let me try this again.
You can't save all of them.
What?
Like Pierre getting sick after you snuck out to Aunt Eloise's pond. You want it to be your fault, so there's a reason and it's not so frightening. But there is no reason. Pierre just got sick. The soldier was never going to live. It wasn't your fault. Better.
They don't remember you?
So you walk into their lives, make them feel better, and they just forget you?
Yes. It's better to help and then be gone. If I stay, it can be frightening.
For you or for them?
Yes. Thank you for letting me help her. It's not how a person would do it. But it helped.
Like, just like glitched forward. That there before? I don't remember this area being open. Construction report, mixed elements. I'll match best I can, but there are 2 substructures here. Skyhold was built in stages, or rebuilt. Is this where we want to invest? If it's fallen before, how can we be sure it won't fall again? Jane, foundation repair. 2 words, the Inquisitor. Invest and commit. We are as strong as the will of the weakest of us. Cassandra Pentagast. Commit to it. They say. Reinforced defender armor. Oh. What is this? Other. Rare consensus of guilds and trade partners in some of the influential city-states of the Free Marches. Though no magistrate could penetrate its obfuscating mire of language to draw out names, subtle but far-reaching, grant a major increase to Inquisition power and influence. Oh. Private trade agreement. Subtly favorable trade agreements with a merchant house grants a small increase to Inquisition power and influence. Arlison's Accord. A document committing to the undeclared assistance of certain city officials grants a moderate increase. Okay. Antiva Independent Compact, an inclusive trade and travel arrangement that also suggests immunity from certain prohibitions when crossing the territories of certain independent freeholders. Grants a significant increase to Inquisition and power. Pact of certain favors. And these are all kind of different. Okay.
He's in the Dales. He fights for the people.
What
Bonnie.
people?
Bonnie Sim.
Lady Inquisitor, Bonnie Sims at your service. I trust good secret was not too coarse. Now that you've come to some good fortune, you deserve an upgrade. As master of the tradesman, I stand ready to supply your every need.
How's business?
How are you doing? Good business?
Building, always building, thanks to you.
Tradesman?
Who or what are the tradesmen?
A following of sympathetic and profit-minded individuals who promote local craftsmen and fair importers. A guild of sorts. Although that implies counter-affiliations we are not interested in crossing. Our purpose in the Inquisition is legitimate and honorable. You will have what you need at honest prices.
What can you do for me?
What do you bring to the Inquisition?
What you need, and more. It takes great coordination to make a remote location seem central. While there is no doubt the boutiques of Valroyo display the grandest of the grand, they do not travel. At least, not yet.
Where's Sigrid?
Sigrid survived Haven. Where is he?
About? Doing good work for you and yours? But this position is now more desirable. It was time arrangements were made. I shall make every effort to prove that this is an upgrade.
You're master of your group?
Why are you a mere merchant if you're the master of this group?
I wish to avoid the suggestion that I am a posturing commander atop a structure of malcontents. It is better to remain active, hands-on. Do you not agree, Inquisitor?
Alright.
We'll speak another
Good
time.
point. Good point.
Of course, Lady Inquisitor.
Alright. What you got? Axe of the Dragon Hunter, Grunsman's Bow, Mage Hunter, level 17, 16, 13, not Varric. Blank Runestone, Theriot Infused Blast. A bunch of things. Just buy those. Why not? Oh, you. Armor Man. Siege's End. Tenasserin. Nothing. So many, like, fast travel spots. Buy, sell? What this? Oh. Fine breed common in the warm climes of Antiva, suited to long distance and spirited charges. Hardy and sure-footed mount, fiercely loyal, fully trained examples are highly prized despite the breed's humble origins. Green Dale's Feral. Good example of breed rarely seen on the field, descended from stock that escaped during Qunari incursions in the north. I mean, how they use.
Our mounts have never had better.
Don't really use the yoke. Master Dennett.
All's well.
How are the horses?
How are your charges? Well supplied?
Surprisingly well. Not many could feed these people, let alone their mounts. Makes me wonder what you're capable of.
How's the family?
Are your wife and daughter doing well?
Elena's minding the farms. Sienna's still running her full races. Wouldn't be fair to drag them up here. I miss them. But someone has to save the world.
Oh yeah, brother.
Farewell.
Make her be with you.
Oh, Blackwall is here. Why are you in the stables, Blackwall? Yep. Where does this lead? A note from the Skyhold Kitchens. Request for supplies. Potatoes, 500. Flour, 50 sacks. Dried peas, 100 sacks. Salted meat, as much as possible. Willow switches, 4. To break in the new kitchen hands.
When I find out who's been throwing fresh bread up on the battlements, there'll be consequences. Mark my words.
It's Sarah.
Strange. Yesterday I thought I saw someone taking a loaf, but I can't quite recall.
That's Cole. He just phased through. Yet another note from the kitchens. How many times do I have to say this? If it falls on the floor, it's still good to eat. Head cook, Donatian. Note from the Skyhold Kitchens. Again, if I ever find out who put the turnips in the fireplace, I will personally feed them into the meat grinder. Head cook, Donatian. Another note from Skyhold Kitchens. Once again, please keep the elf out of the kitchen and check your sugar daily to make sure it is still sugar and not salt. Head cook Donatian. Beneath this is written, try keeping this out, followed by an arrow pointing towards a crude painting of a phallus. Oh, Sarah.
There's no end of it. I can store an army.
Where the fuck am I? Where is this? Hello? Ah, it's my my alcohol collection. I see. Somebody needs to come in and clean this place up. Dwarf. Dwarf. Where the fuck am I? Holy shit, I never noticed this. Hello? What the fuck is this? The First Blight, Chapter 2. People today have little concept of the consequences of the second sin. Oh, believe me when I say that when asked, pious chantry-going folk will curse the use of foul magic, spitting and snapping their fingers, but none live today who actually remember the horror that was unleashed so very long ago. Whatever records might have existed, regrettably did not survive the chaos and ignorance that was to follow. We have only the tales of survivors handed down through the murky ages and the dogma of the chantry to instruct us, and that is precious little indeed. I believe I am not understanding when I say that the second sin unleashed the bane of all life upon Thedas. The Darkspawn are more virulent than the worst plague, the heartless force of nature that came into our world like an ill wind. We know from accounts of later blights, as these Darkspawn invasions came to be called, never has a more appropriate name existed, that the Darkspawn spread disease and famine wherever they tread. The earth itself is corrupted by their presence, and the sky roiling with angry black clouds. I do not exaggerate, my friend, when I say that a mass gathering of Darkspawn is an omen of dread cataclysm. It is said that those cursed magisters who became the first Darkspawn scratched at the very earth to find solace in the darkness of the dwarven deep roads. And there in the shadows they multiplied. Whether by intelligent design or by some last vestige of worship in their minds, they attempted to locate the old gods they had once served. They found what they sought, Dumont, first among the old gods, once known as the Dragon of Silence before the Maker imprisoned him and all his brethren beneath the earth for this first sin, usurping the Maker's place in mankind's heart. Slumbering dragon awoke, freed from the Maker's prison by his twisted followers, and became corrupted himself. Dumont was transformed into the first archdemon. His great and terrible power given will by a rotting, unholy mind. With the Darkspawn horde following, Dumont rose and took wing in the skies once again, bringing ruin to the world the Maker had created. The old god had become the eye of a dark storm that would ravage the entire world. From The Tales of Destruction of Thedas by Brother Jenna TV, Chantry Scholar. What's your opinion on Sour Patch Kids? They're alright. They're all so long. How you doing, Bliss? Pyramids of Parvalon. The island called Parvalon was the first land in Thedas to be taken by the Kunari, and has been held by them ever since. But while the Kunari have raised their own marvels on the island, the famed city of Kunandar comes to mind. Parvalon had a rich history before the Kun ever came to its shores. Tear your eyes from Kunandar's wonders and look instead to the jungle, where you'll see the ruins of vast cities that proclaim in silence, "We were here." Eating Sour Patch Kids, so happy. Nice. Parvalon's distinctive pyramids, looming above the overgrowth, have remained largely intact, even if their intended purpose has been lost. They do not seem to be tombs, though some chambers contain bodies that have been carefully preserved. Amazingly, the pyramid's proportions are mathematically perfect. Since their alignment is so precise, one suspects they serve some scientific purpose. Observatories, perhaps? Anvin Therastes has observed that the shape of the Parvalon pyramids seems perfectly to match the constellation Solium. We know more of the pyramids than we do of the humans who built them. The Kunari came to Parvalon as conquerors, but there is no history and little sign of battle fought on the island's shores. Civilization that could build such vast cities would surely have defenses, armies, perhaps weapons alien even to the Kunari. So why is there so little proof of resistance? Probably disease. One answer may lie in what remains of their temples. Beneath the leaves and vines covering the walls, you can still make out the stylized carvings that adorn them. The paint has long since flaked away, but the silhouettes are clear. Intricate sea creatures, shipwrights, musicians, archers, and kings. Here and there, odd figures are depicted, tall, horned, always in a position of authority and respect. What were these horned figures to the ancients of Parvalon? Priests, ritualistically crowned, heroes, gods, perhaps? We may never know the truth, but when the Kunari arrived from the sea, horned and carrying the word of the Kun, perhaps instead of conquerors, the people of Parvalon saw an old legend returning to them. This is all supposition. The humans of Parvalon are Kunari now, their ancient civilization discarded like a child's toy. Yet the pyramids remain, along with the old cities, the island itself. One day, greater scholars may hear what they have to say. From A Compiled History of the Occupied North by Renatus of Aisley. The Folly of General Not Sheraton. 5. In the days that followed, to avoid scandal, the appointing of Not Sheraton was claimed a grand tactic of the true general, who must have orchestrated the whole affair from secret. From secret, meaning the cloakroom, for not even his own attendants knew his face, and they would not have had the guard whisk him to jail for trespassing. But with his mask restored and wary of the embarrassment, the general was merciful with Not Sheraton, imposing less than half the prescribed lashes and sparing her and her lord the gallows. They were allowed to leave Orlais on the condition that Not Sheraton was henceforth her name. What is green? What is green? Imagine I should present to you an object, which, to my mind, is an indisputable greenness, and ask, does this thing appear to you to be green? Naturally, you might say that it does, for you have come to recognize the appearance of the color of the object to be green, associating the word with what your eyes see. But could it be my understanding of green differs entirely from yours? What if, perchance, you could see into my mind? You might realize that all things that I name green are actually red in your understanding. Ah, without the moorings of objective truth, we are set adrift in oceans of solitary experience. Promising opening to a lecture given by Karsten Groke, philosopher poet at the University of Orlais. The lecture's quality dropped significantly after this point and ended quickly when Groke subjected audience members to a poorly constructed ode to chartreuse. He fled from the auditorium under fire from students armed with overripe red tomatoes. Nodders. Why is this place not clean?
No one knows who he really is.
They never do. You don't understand. Fairbanks fights for us and others. He has to stay hidden.
He's like Hood or Illa Edge, Rat Red, she of the Red. Talk often turns to red around the trysting tree.
You're old. This isn't like that. This is real.
Who Fairbanks is. But it's whatever. It's probably tomorrow problem. We're gonna end it here for today.